Hello and welcome to the Film Reel, your #1 source for your film and TV news here on News Channel 15. I am Bryce West, here with Kane Jones. Kane, how are you today?
I'm good, Bryce. I'm good.
Right now, to start off the episode, we are going to be looking at last week's box office results. 3 new movies opened in wide release this weekend. Did any of them crack the top spot, or did Joker have the last laugh again? David Daniel has the early weekend estimates.
Downton Abbey spent a 4th straight weekend in the top 5, collecting $4.9 million. $6.2 million put the animated adventure Abominable at number 4.
You're just trying to rattle me. I'm trying to save you!
The Will Smith action flick Gemini Man opened in 3rd place with $20.5 million, less than expected.
Wednesday, please, no ink stains on the table.
The Addams Family was easily the top new movie in theaters. The animated flick debuted 2nd with $30.2 million. For the 2nd straight weekend, nothing came close to Joker. The thriller made $55 million for a 10-day domestic total of $193 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The other new movie in wide release, Jetsy, opened in 9th place with a $3.1 million, near the low end of expectations for the comedy. Kane, that really did not go well with what our predictions were. The both of us actually agreed that Jetsy would probably come in at number 4 in the box office results, and it came in 9th place. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think people, you would figure that everyone's like tuned into their phones these days and it'd be like, I don't know, widely accepted, but I think people ended up thinking the concept was dumb.
Yeah.
Essentially, in the end, yeah.
So
I don't know.
Last week we had our box office predictions. I ended up coming on top. You had predicted Gemini Man would be at number 2. I had predicted number 3. I was correct on that. However, we both were wrong about Jetsy. Majorly wrong about Jetsy. However, Joker still continues to top the box office in its 2nd weekend, showing that it has quite the longevity here. And we'll go over what we think about is going to happen next weekend. But it still is quite impressive that Joker has kept the lead here in its 2nd weekend.
The critics definitely raved over it.
Yeah, and of course there's like Oscar talk and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
Do you think Joker is a high contender for Oscar nominations? Because we didn't really see that until, we didn't see that much until last year's Black Panther that just got nominated for a bunch of awards. So this isn't new for comic book movies to be kind of in consideration for Oscars and stuff.
Yeah, I think there is still time before the Oscars, before Oscars come, but Joaquin Phoenix's performance, he definitely delivered quite the performance.
And I did hear that Disney is also talking about maybe doing an Oscar campaign for Avengers Endgame, so we'll see what happens with that. Another box office disappointment last week was Gemini Man. I'm sure you have quite a lot to say about that, Kane.
I actually don't, because I was really hoping this would do good, but unfortunately, it did not. And I don't think it was Will Smith's performance. I think it was just the way that it was made. The whole idea of having a younger self cloned, I don't think people were ready for that concept.
So you just don't think that people really thought the premise of the movie was that good?
Right.
And the reviews definitely didn't help either.
Yeah. I personally thought it looked good and everything about it was spectacular, but for some reason the critics and people that went to see it did not like it. So I don't know.
It is a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely could have been a contender for a high box office, but I mean, you look up what it was going up against. It was going up against Joker, which had a huge first opening weekend, and then The Addams Family, a kids movie.
An animated movie made more money than it. So I don't understand.
Well, it's a kids movie.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, if you get the kids out, then they bring their parents out. You know, and then it's just more people going, like because I mean, if the kids go, I mean, they got to bring their parents, you know. So it's just like one of those things. I mean, like there wasn't like a bunch of 7-year-olds going to Gemini Man, you know. So
Right.
I feel like that's really what
Yeah.
killed it is underestimating the competition.
I suppose, yeah.
And that's what you see happen with a lot of these movies nowadays.
Right,
is like
right.
they underestimate the competition. They're like, oh, well, this is a big movie with
Yeah.
Will Smith. We're gonna completely knock everything out of the park. But it's not necessarily the case whenever you have
Right.
something like an Addams Family, which the kids can go to and see.
Yeah.
And so I definitely feel like that's what happened with Gemini Man. Right now, we're going to take a look at Zombieland and Maleficent. We're going to be giving our thoughts about these new movies coming out this weekend. Kane, why don't you give us a look at Zombieland while some footage plays here?
Well, Zombieland, it's been many years since the first one came out, and for this sequel, Zombieland Double Tap, we have all the original cast members from Tallahassee's, Woody Harrelson's Tallahassee, to Emma Stone's character, and I think there's some new characters introduced as well.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think it's just the old gang just get back together for some good old-fashioned zombie fun.
So obviously we're going to be talking about this in our box office predictions later
Right.
on, but it has definitely been quite a while since the first movie, 2009, I believe. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And so 10 years later, the sequel's coming out.
Right.
And so do you think that that's going to have any effect at all, or do you think that the buzz and the cast is going to bring enough people out to go see the theater up against a Disney movie, Maleficent?
I think it has the potential because I think fans are finally getting to see a sequel. I think the fans have always wanted it. It was just a matter of, having to come out and...
Yeah, this definitely is a highly requested movie from
Right,
the fans of
yeah,
the first
exactly.
film. So I mean, it's a guarantee that you're going to get the huge major fanboys of the first film, but it's a question of whether or not you can get the general audience to come see this movie.
That is true, yeah.
I mean, it's going to be rough because Maleficent is gonna bring in a lot of that kid audience, like what happened with the Addams Family versus Gemini Man.
Right, yeah.
And now, don't get me wrong, you have Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Rosario Dawson, as you just saw right
As
there.
a new character, yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, you definitely do have the star power there, and it's just a matter of the general audience, because people underestimate the general audience whenever it comes to these movies, because I mean, the general, you got to get the just general people to go, because you can't just support a movie just based off of the major fanboys, which is how comic book movies succeeded, because you can get like the general people just hey, I'm looking to see a cool flick here, and I definitely think this could happen with Zombieland, but Maleficent is also coming out, and they had quite the box office success with the first movie.
Yes, they did.
It definitely overperformed. I don't think that anybody thought that Maleficent was the first Maleficent would make as much money as it did, and now a second one is coming out, but I haven't really seen too many advertisements for this movie, which is surprising, because I definitely think Maleficent is a high contender, could be, to be number one at the box office, which of course we will get to later, but it's kind of worrying me a little bit with how they're advertising this movie, and this is a Disney movie, and so you got the kids, you got the parents, so this should have every right to beat Zombieland, in my opinion. But with the advertisements, and you just don't really hear people talking about this movie.
Maybe because it's Disney. They just think they're Disney, so they may not have to advertise as much.
Maybe.
Because they got a massive fan base that will always, come out for their movies,
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, because you hear a lot of people talking about Zombieland, but you don't hear a lot of people talking about Maleficent, and you kind of had the same problem with Alice Through the Looking Glass, the sequel to Alice in Wonderland, to where it's like, oh, it's the sequel to Alice in Wonderland. It made like a whole bunch of money. But then Alice Through the Looking Glass comes out, the sequel, and makes barely anything compared to the first film.
Exactly,
so I'm kind of worried that we might see a similar effect here with Maleficent 2.
Potentially, yes.
It's going to be interesting to see. It definitely is going to be interesting to see what can happen between this and Zombieland. So yeah, there's Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, and it's going to be really I don't know. It's gonna be neck and neck between
Right.
these two movies, Zombieland and.
I personally think
Maleficent.
Zombieland's going to come on top.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Kane, we'll get to that here after a while. And we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with some TV news here on the Film Reel, only on News Channel 15.
I didn't want to go to community college because it was too small, too limiting.
I wanted a place where I could expand my horizons and gain experiences for a strong future.
Where I could meet people from other places and learn about them.
A college choice that meant a strong start, not huge debt.
Where I would have the support I needed.
Where teachers knew my name and worked with me on a personal level.
And people were ready and available to help me plan my future.
That's why I choose my community college!
News Channel 15 is now available on the Roku and Apple TV smart devices. Log on to facebook.com/my15news to learn more. Here in Southern Illinois, we all know the weather can change in an instant. When severe weather strikes, you can count on the team at News Channel 15 to provide you the latest information to keep you and your family safe. From watches and warnings to storm spotter information with our direct link to the National Weather Service, the team at News Channel 15 is here to give you the most up-to-the-minute severe weather coverage, not only on air but also online and on our Facebook page. News Channel 15, putting Southern Illinois first. The tri-state source for alternative rock is 89.1 The Bash. Connect with us wherever you are on social.
All ghosts get swept away. It didn't used to be this way.
Listen live on our free mobile apps, online, or on TuneIn. We are today's hit alternative, 89.1 The Bash.
So, what's your story? Looking for a cost-effective way to begin your college career? One that's close to home? Or are you still unsure of a career direction? Here's the answer. The 4 Illinois Eastern Community Colleges. With 100 certificate and associate degrees in career and technical fields, many online and many transferable. Frontier Community, Lincoln Trail, Olney Central, Wabash Valley. 4 colleges, 1 mission. Let us help write your life story. Check us out online at iecc.edu.
Hello and welcome back to the Film Reel, your #1 source for movie and TV news here on News Channel 15. I am Bryce West, here with Kane Jones, and we're going to be talking about some TV news now. Firstly, Batwoman's ratings drop 36%.
I'm shocked, honestly. Yeah.
36%. Now,
that's significant.
It is quite normal for a TV show's ratings to drop after the first episode, going into the second.
But that much?
36% is quite the significant drop. Kane, what do you think happened here?
I don't know. You figure with having Ruby Rose as a star, would help propel it to being successful. But something about it, maybe the overall feel to it, people weren't, really vibing with. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't enjoy this second episode as much as the first, but I don't really think that had anything to do with the ratings because I mean. How are they supposed to know that the episode was going to be worse than the first? At least it is in my opinion. I thought it was a lot slower than the first episode. But yikes, 36%. I mean, let's hope that Batwoman can somehow even itself out here.
Right, yeah, I don't know.
In the future.
Hopefully, yeah.
I mean, we do have the big mega crossover event coming up in December. And that definitely will help bring some of its ratings back there. But, 36% drop. Yeah. Man, that is rough. But in other news, and other superhero news, actually, an Arrow spinoff is kind of announced,
That's pretty cool.
The showrunner of Arrow, Mark Guggenheim, had posted on Twitter something like a sneak peek coming. Here's what's coming next after Arrow, and it showed sort of like a comic book cover-looking
really cool
thing. Yeah, and. It basically said Green Arrow and the Canaries. So basically what it seems that they're doing here is a female-led spinoff of Arrow, where the Green Arrow's daughter takes over the mantle, and then is going and teaming up with the Canaries like Dinah Drake and Laurel Lance, and so like I said, this has not been confirmed by the network, but this has been stated by Mark Guggenheim, the showrunner of Arrow. So if the showrunners of Arrow is giving us a kind of a sneak peek here, I'd say that it's pretty safe to say that this is something that is definitely happening.
Right, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool event happening.
So basically, this is kind of going to be like an Arrow season 9, just without the lead stars. But we have seen stuff like shows like The Office lose their star and trying to continue going on. Do you think that this could be a bad thing for these kind of superhero show universe or whatever? Or do you think that it will just be able to just run off and do its own thing without Stephen Amell in the lead role?
It's hard to say 50-50. I think it has potential to do well, but you know, we never know. It could be a toss-up. So, but yeah.
So in other news, Disney announces Disney Plus's starting lineup,
Really
and
cool.
we are going to be talking about some of our most anticipated things coming to Disney Plus.
Some
new shows, some original shows, and some older movies and shows.
Some classics, yes.
So Kane, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what you're looking forward to?
Just a few at the top of my head. The Mandalorian, the Star Wars kind of origins thing there. I think that's going to be really cool. That'll be one of their best ones, you know, first and best ones to come out.
Yeah, it's coming out on launch day.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of like a side story to the Star Wars universe, which is going to be really cool. Yeah.
Also, The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
I am looking forward to that show.
Yeah, because I'm a really big Jeff Goldblum fan, so I think that should be really
That is definitely
really
going
exciting.
to be an interesting show. Basically,
For
the
sure.
show is going to be about Jeff Goldblum doing whatever Jeff Goldblum wants to do.
Exactly.
Is basically how it was pitched.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
that's how I understood it. And so Jeff Goldblum is basically going to go, hey, I want to see how ice cream is made today.
Right.
And so they're going to
That's
go to an ice cream factory and see
Why
how
not?
ice cream is made. So
Why
I think
not?
that's definitely
Yeah.
going to be an interesting show. And yeah.
I had one more, Encore.
Yes, yeah.
You know about this?
Yeah, so it's basically like they're going to be bringing back high school students, and they're going to be re-performing their high school musicals and stuff like that.
Similar to High School Musical.
Yeah, so I think that is going to be something that's really interesting. So yeah, some shows I'm looking forward to, obviously The Mandalorian. Some shows that have intrigued me, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to be of quality, is High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Speaking of it, yeah.
Quite the title there, but it's basically going to be a mockumentary kind of in the style of The Office, and it's going to be about the students at the real East High where High School Musical was filmed, and they're going to be performing High School Musical as their
That's
musical.
really cool.
So it's going to be kind of like a fake documentary of sorts. And I think that's interesting. I don't know what the quality is going to be like. And obviously, they're going to have a huge back catalog of movies and TV. Some things that come to mind, Phineas and Ferb. I loved that show as a kid. They're going to have a bunch of the Marvel movies, all the Star Wars movies. And it's going to be great. I think it's definitely going to be a high competitor to the likes of Netflix. They're also doing a bundle with Hulu and ESPN Plus to where you can get them all bundled up together.
Really cool.
And yeah, that will definitely be quite the deal. So we're going to take a quick break, and coming up next, we're going to be showing some trailers here on the Film Reel on News Channel 15. Stay tuned.
I didn't want to go to community college because it was too small, too limiting.
I wanted a place where I could expand my horizons and gain experiences for a strong future.
Where I could meet people from other places and learn about them.
A college choice that meant a strong start, not huge debt.
Where I would have the support I needed.
Where teachers knew my name and worked with me on a personal level.
And people were ready and available to help me plan my future.
That's why I choose my community college!
News Channel 15 is now available on the Roku and Apple TV smart devices. Log on to facebook.com/my15news to learn more.
So, what's your story? Looking for a cost-effective way to begin your college career? One that's close to home? Or are you still unsure of a career direction? Here's the answer. The 4 Illinois Eastern Community Colleges. With 100 certificate and associate degrees in career and technical fields, many online and many transferable. Frontier Community, Lincoln Trail, Olney Central, Wabash Valley. 4 colleges, 1 mission. Let us help write your life story. Check us out online at iecc.edu.
Hello and welcome back to the Film Reel. We're going to be showing you some trailers now here on News Channel 15. Let's take a look.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself,
are you Dr. Dolittle?
We have no choice but to embark on this perilous journey.
Everyone pack your bags!
You can talk to animals.
babies cry, I watch them grow, then learn much more than I
It's okay to be scared.
know. And I think to myself,
Hello, Patty. Hello, lunch.
what a wonderful world.
Somehow, we just belong together.
Yes, I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world.
In times of old, the world was full of wonder and magic. But times change.
I'm a mighty warrior!
Morning, Mom! Hey, birthday boy!
By the laws of yore, I must dub thee a man today. Kneel before me.
That's okay. I have a gift from your dad. He just said to give you this when you were both over 16.
No way! It's a wizard staff. Dad was a wizard.
What? Your dad was an accountant.
This spell brings him back. For one whole day, Dad will be back.
What?
Back like back to life? That's not possible.
It is with this.
I'm gonna meet Dad.
Whoa, feet!
It's getting harder to hold!
Ah, he's just legs. I definitely remember Dad having a top part.
Oh, what did I do? Hi.
We only have 24 hours to bring the rest of him back.
Until then, ta-da!
Oh, that's great. Dad, you look just like I remember.
You got a problem, Shades?
If it's adventure you seek, you've come to the right tavern.
Oh, no. We might be out of gas.
But it says we have a full tank.
No, that doesn't work. Growth spell. We grow the can, and then the gas inside will grow with it. Elbows up.
I'm trying to focus here.
Focus.
It worked! The can is huge! And the van is huge! And you're Oh no.
Legend has it there is a tree in the Amazon that possesses unparalleled healing powers. And the arrowhead is the key to unlocking it.
Stop her!
Hello. Just wanted you to know, this has been mislabeled. Shipping outlets?
Of all the jungle cruises you could take in the Amazon, this one is undoubtedly the cheapest. But also the most thrilling. Heads up, coming through. Look out! Marauders. Natives. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. The backside of water. It's the eighth wonder of the world.
We're headed upriver to Lagrimas de Cristal. We must secure our travel. Come on. Hello?
Not a good time.
My brother and I are looking for passage upriver.
Please go away.
I have a lot of money.
If you believe in legends, you should believe in curses, too. You're gonna beg me to turn back.
Well, I look forward to disappointing you.
10,000 to bring you there alive. Dead, it's 15,000.
Why should I pay more dead?
Dead, I'd have to carry you. Dead's a lot harder, lady. Here we go.
Oh, God, sorry, Frank.
Sorry, strong form.
I cannot swim.
You booked a river cruise and you can't swim? The price just went up.
The mess is real.
Welcome back to the Film Reel. Kane, what did you think about those trailers? Which one was your favorite out of those three?
I'd probably have to say Onward. I think it is unlike any other Disney movie that we've seen. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's probably
definitely those Pixar movies. Definitely try and change it up every once in a while and give us something completely fresh and completely new.
What about you?
I definitely I like Dolittle. I think that movie looks really good in my opinion.
Yep.
I think it'll be definitely interesting to see Robert Downey Jr. in a different kind of role for once than Iron Man, which he's been playing for almost over 10 years at this point. So I think it'll be definitely interesting to see him in a different kind of role. Now we're going to go into our box office predictions. For me, at number 1, we're going to have Maleficent. At number 2, Zombieland. Number 3, still reigning strong for me, will be Joker. And number 4 will be The Addams Family, which did pretty well this last weekend. And number 5, a controversial movie, Jojo Rabbit, is basically about this kid. And he realizes that his neighbor is hiding a Jewish person. This is like World War II time, and he has this is a comedy, and he has an imaginary friend played by Taika Waititi, Adolf Hitler. And so it's definitely an interesting film. I have seen a few trailers about it online. And so I think it'll be definitely an interesting movie for people to check out if they're into that kind of thing. And definitely a controversial film there. But Kane, what are your predictions here?
For sure. Okay, so mine were number 1, Zombieland Double Tap. I have Maleficent at 2. And then I had the Jojo Rabbit, the kind of controversial movie, sitting at 3. Joker still reigning strong, but not too strong. I think it'll rank around 4. I think it'll be at 4, and then Addams Family 5.
Yeah, I don't know. Joker, with last weekend's box office, I still think that it could easily top number 3. Maleficent and Zombieland are almost tied for me, and I think you as well. It's really just kind of a toss-up which one would go where.
I know it was bold throwing in the JoJo, but I think
Jojo Rabbit is definitely your boldest prediction, and I think my boldest prediction too. We have no idea where this movie was ranked. We definitely were wrong last week about Jexy.
Oh, yeah.
So we definitely overestimated that movie, and we might be overestimating this movie too. We don't know. I definitely think it looks interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely not something we have seen before. Because of course nobody has ever really thought to make a movie like that.
Right, yeah.
But Maleficent, I do think will come in and just maybe barely beat Zombieland Double Tap because it has been a while. A little bit longer time since the last Zombieland.
That's fair. That's fair.
And so I think that's why I think Maleficent will beat Zombieland.
I guess we'll find out.
So that is it for the Film Reel. I'm Bryce West. He is Kane Jones. Stay tuned for more next week on News Channel 15.